Yes, it is possible to come and do the second 5 days. The idea was to have the first 3 days warm up, get more in touch with what love is about, what relating is about, and then to take it into a deeper exploration in 5 days. But as we understood when we got here that it was created as separate groups, we've now decided that we did the first 3 days as a complete process, and we will start again going a little bit on that level of taking a look at how we live with our relating internally and then expanding it in the rest of the 5 days. So it will give people an opportunity to start, get an idea what the work is about, and then we take it deeper. Because that was really the intention, was that the second 5 days would really be looking much more at the kind of personality that we pretend and bring to the world and what's actually behind it, to come more in touch with the authentic relating so that people have a more genuine way of communicating with each other. Well, essentially you have more time, and we'll do exercises in those in the second 5 days that we certainly weren't able to do the first 3 days, because we were focusing more on people really looking at their own relationship with themselves. So the second 5, now the next 5 days are going to really be about interpersonal. And the first 3 days were much more about intrapersonal. How am I with myself, and then how does that show, how does that mirror in the outside world? So I think there's a big difference. The shift is much more about the interpersonal in the second 5 days. Okay, the inner child is an interesting point for many people. We have that as a frame therapeutically because we need to go back to a place where we were when we got hurt, because that's what actually keeps determining the way that we relate to the rest of the world. And we got hurt when we were very young, so we have to have some way of relating to that time, and that is our childhood. We carry all of that inside of us. It doesn't go away just because we get bigger. So we're like an onion, with layers and layers and layers. And when you're working with the inner child concept, you're going to that layer of our psychology that was wounded, that was hurt. And we want to go back there so that we can feel what that was like, we can express what that was like, and then slowly begin to heal the wounds of that time. So the inner child is a concept, in a sense, and at the same time, it actually, on a psychological level, on an emotional level, it exists inside of us. And it continues to be active as long as we're not paying attention to it. So that's the idea and the reason why there is a focus on the inner child, because we want to grow up. That should be our main focus in this life. And we want to be able to put the past where it belongs, so that it's not always influencing our present time, and certainly doesn't take over our future.